Hello, everyone. It's the beginning of a new month. I wanted to first start by apologizing. I know I've been absent for a while from making content on the similar kind of thought process, or the kind of train of thought I was on before, which was quite closely related to writing, creating, blogging. It's mostly been because I've been busy curating the soundtrack for my film, which is The Jam. I've released a few tracks now, and I just wanted to really pick back up almost where we left off. But first, I wanted to let you know what I've been up to and kind of bring you up to speed with my happenings. So first of all, where's my manners? Greetings and salutations. So to the new fans, the old fans, to the people who've been rocking with me before, that I like to call the OG Mirrorheads. Thank you for the continued support. I apologize, like I said, for the absence, because I know a lot of people have been asking me to make this content. It's just that physically I didn't have enough time. I was quite time poor. I was trying to take the final steps to completing my film, The Jam, the feature-length documentary I've been working on. And I also had a soundtrack to make from scratch, pretty much. So for anyone who doesn't know who I am, I'm Jay Mullings. I am a award-winning screenwriter, two-time author, a director, and as of recently a songwriter and recording artist. I record under the performance name of Wicked Penman, and you can find my music on all good music platforms. There's the plug. Spotify being the main one of them, because that's where most of my music goes and they get the updates the quickest. You can find me on iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, Pandora, all these music services. So whichever you use, if you're interested in finding my music, that's where to go. But, we'll get back to that. What do I need to start by saying? As I said before, I am sorry. I did kind of leave this for a minute. And like I said, in my defense, it needed to be done. I was starting to get frustrated. My film needed to be complete. And what it needed most of all was music. So I had to buckle down and finish that. But then I had the color grading of my film to make sure that I had got that done correctly. I was color grading a 4K film on a 2K screen, just to kind of show you what I was dealing with. And I was using a MacBook Pro that just was not made for 4K. It was a very frustrating time, and I just needed a moment to just, get my ducks in a row, get my music recorded in the way I wanted to, get the color grading done at a nice pace. And, I'm pleased to report that everything has gone according to plan, where it pertains to getting the content ready for consumption. So with the music, there's already 4 tracks out: Grown Up Jam, Hard Jam, Real Warriors Jam, and Ring-a-Ling Jam. Those 4 jams are out already. So, and the reception has been quite good. Something like just over 20,000 streams. No, I'm lying. Just over 20,000 listeners, and I think near enough 40,000 streams in the first month. And that was without really marketing, publicizing, letting people know that, look, I was about to go do music. I just kind of did it and was like, look, there it is. Go and have a look, check it out. And, the reception has been positive. There are a couple of music videos out. Again, we'll get to that. But just to kind of bring you up to speed, the movie is color coded. The soundtrack is in place. I now have 2 completed products, and, you can almost, they're one project, but, there's different components to the project. It's in a very, very, very good state. I'm very happy with, the end product. So it's just now about executing and, getting the music out there and finding a home for my film. And by home, I mean a distribution mechanism, whether it be streaming or a full cinematic release. I'm trying like hell to make sure this goes ahead. I ideally wanted the film to come out this month in April, but I'm going to say that, with the Avengers coming out, it's not really the best time. It would have been ideal for me, but I'd be putting a lot of undue pressure on myself, and I don't think that that's smart, seeing as, the film has been put together so masterfully. The soundtrack has been recorded, like almost made to measure, and we're right on schedule with the music. The music is coming out, and the season is starting to change. So, the kind of sound palette that the music people are wanting to hear is going to kind of move more towards what's in my soundtrack. It's just about being patient now and executing properly. So that's where I'm at with like I said, the film and the soundtrack. In the name of full transparency, I originally wanted the film to come out for Black History Month, so that was October 2018, or UK Black History Month for anyone in America who's listening to this and going, what? But I had no soundtrack, so therefore the film wasn't finished, right? That doesn't make sense. And then it was February, which is the other Black History Month. That one, Americans, Jamaicans, everyone else knows February is Black History Month. I was hoping to release then. That was also cutting it a bit too close. And then that's when I came to the realization that what I was doing was ridiculous, which was, like I said, color grading a 4K film on a 2K screen. There is no sense in the world in doing that. So I had to kind of upgrade my setup. I had to get rid of my MacBook Pro, which was just, it was not made for 4K. You know, it was a 2K screen. It just rendering 4K. It was like, no, I don't like this. It also couldn't handle all of the color information. So again, I had to up my game. I had to make a few sacrifices. I had to sell my car. I had to really, really clamp down and just be like, what is my priority here? My priority is finishing what I've started. This piece of art, this story I'm telling, and everything else that's, outside of that just had to go. So that's what the situation is. Then I was like, April. April was definitely the date that I wanted to have this out there by. But there are certain things that are out of my control. I can't, I don't dictate the market completely. So it was like, when you really think about it, what worth is there in going up against the Avengers? Like, you're not going to win that. You're not going to win that battle. No one's going to have any time for what you're trying to say. They're not trying to really receive that message at that point. So I don't think it happens in April unless a lot changes and we get a conversation with a streaming service, because then they could just push it, like, even though, I don't think this is the kind of film that you just kind of sneak up on people with. I think people need to know that it's coming, especially with the content that I'm touching on, because it's literally what everyone has been asking for, which is a positive story from the Black community that isn't about the typical. It's not about estate life. It's not about crime. I'm giving you exactly what everyone's been asking for. It's right here. It looks great. It's stunning. My family and friends have appeared in my movie. It's very, it's very comprehensive. We look at the complete experience of being a creative. The kind of way the industry approaches you is as if you're a complete outsider. We speak about that. We speak about what it was like for my family and friends when they first heard that, oh my, this is what you're doing. You're doing this writing creative path. Are you sure? And we go through all of these things. We answer all of the questions. I talk about my process, I do talk about my process in great detail. I was going to sell myself short and say I don't, but I do. It's a very well-rounded film. And it's all shot by me, edited by me. The soundtrack is done by me. It's a complete, it's an audition to the general public to say, look, this is what we're capable of. And it's time people start putting these limitations on what we're capable of. And I did this all as an independent. It's all self-funded. I've risked bankruptcy, to be quite frank and to be real with you. Like, I've put everything into this project. This is me laying it out there on the line. I wrote my own stuff. I went in the booth, recorded it. I never saw myself as an artist before doing this. But then this is what I needed to become. So I've become that. I never saw myself as a color grading enthusiast. I didn't want to have to spend time doing that. This is what was required. This is what I had to become, and so on and so forth. Like, I literally have filled all of the main production roles on my film: directing, editing, production, managing, budget, all of it, top to bottom. And like I said, I'm very pleased with the result. And it wasn't like an egomaniac thing. It's all got to be done by me. I would have loved to have had funding. I would have loved to have had help. I asked for funding. I got none. I asked for help. I got none. So I kind of had to just pick up the slack and do what I had to do. So yeah, that's the full story so far on where I am. But, let's talk a bit more about the soundtrack. Because I know people be like, what? You're a writer? What do you mean soundtrack? First of all, yeah, my first official foray into songwriting and recording as Wicked Penman, but I've always had this creative side to me. I don't really place bounds on what my pen can achieve. I write in different styles. I've written in different genres. I've done different styles of communicating stories using my writing talent. So this was always in the back of my head as something I could do. And I'd wrote songs where I just like, this would probably never see the light of day, those type of things. I did that. Even now I have like freestyle versions of certain songs that I like, and I've always had this in the back of my head that, you know, it's something that I could do, but I just never really saw a practical need for it. And again, in the name of full disclosure, part of my film was supposed to be filled by another person who does music, who I knew, and we had a similar upbringing, so on and so forth. So I was meant to be brought into music. It wasn't really me kind of pushing and forcing myself in there. That didn't go ahead, and I wasn't about to not have the music that I've envisioned for this film. So I was like, well, okay, you know, I'm like Thanos, well, I'm going to have to do it myself. And that's exactly what I did. Making music is fun. I've always loved music. I've grown up with music. You know, my first song was called Grown Up Jam, and it was like talking about, I grew up in dancehall pretty much, which is true. So I've always had this love for music and you know, what it kind of, the way it moves you, the way it, you know, makes things better and improves your thought patterns. It improves it opens your eyes to what is possible. And then you get to see people on this journey, like, you know, think about where they started and where they are now, so on and so forth. And it's a career with longevity if you get it done right. But at the same time, it's also like, in the same way for writing, it's a chance to leave a legacy. You make a song and it's a timeless song. Even when you're gone, the song is still here, you know, and we know that because we've lost a lot of musical icons lately. It was a chance for me to show the other side of my pen. I know what you're thinking right now is, but can we hear some of this shit? Like, don't worry, I've got you. I'm definitely about to play some songs for you. So without further ado, I'm gonna drop a song.
Gal I tear all my garment. Everybody my hear she says she run out of patience. Want me to get serious like this is an arraignment. Want me get hard like a Carib cement. Me a kick back just a listen to Addy. They behind bars still a music scene maddy. Skill them ever sharp. Hands up blade set is funny. Low big tight like a Miss Merkel by me. Me get a call from Tommy. She asks if me good, she a visit for me Rami. She get it till she can't stand it. Me never ease up, me make boom happy. Cause gal I tear all me garment. Everybody my hear she says she run out of patience. Want me to get serious like this is an arraignment. Want me get hard like a Carib cement. Cause gal I tear all me garment. Everybody my hear she says she run out of patience. Want me to get serious like this is an arraignment. Want me get hard.
So for those of you who want to support what I'm doing, I'm on Spotify. I have a verified artist page on Spotify. Again, you can just search for Wicked Penman, or you can look for the link. I'll leave a link in the description. And the reason Spotify is my main platform, number one, that's where most music, you know, people that consume music are. That's the first. Secondly, it seems to update the fastest of all the music stores. And thirdly, you can listen to my music for free if you don't have to use a premium service. You know, it'd be advisable if you did, because, you know, there are some limitations on the free service. One is that you have to watch ads. You have to tolerate ads. If you can live with ads, then that's great. Also, you have to tolerate lesser music quality. That, and you can't really dictate what you listen to. It lets you play everything in a shuffle. So if you want to listen to one song, it will push certain songs to you first until you get to that song. You can only skip, I think it's 5 songs in an hour. After you listen to an ad, then you're free to use the platform without bounds for half an hour. You can kind of listen to what you want, play what you want, restart songs, play songs in a loop. But you don't have. There is no obligation for you to do that. And so that's my main reason for using Spotify. That, and they pay a halfway decent royalty compared to some of the other music platforms. YouTube being the absolute worst for music. Well, that's if you don't count SoundCloud, which is, you know, you're giving away your music completely free for nothing. And like I said, I've pretty much emptied the barrel on this stuff, so there's no way I can just give my music away on SoundCloud. That's just ridiculous. That's, with all due respect to everyone else that does music. I just can't do that. Sorry. I don't want to make this video too long, and that's essentially what's going to happen here. But on another occasion, I'll take you through the process that I've gone through, what I was thinking with each song, what I want to do going forwards. But as of right now, like, to give you a kind of idea of what the plan is going forwards, well, right now I'm trying to get the visual experience, the visual side of my story correct. And by that I mean, you know, the music videos. Gotta have the photo shoots done. I'm trying to get my interviews and live performances, podcast appearances, radio, TV, and any kind of relevant use of my message and image out there. That's the goal right now. You know, to do less self-promotion and have more platforms where other people can decide for themselves. Which, you know, I'm just trying to be fair and pragmatic about it. I could sit here and tell you I'm amazing all day long, which, let's be honest, I am amazing. Can I say? Now, I am good at what I do. I am very confident about what I do, but I know that, there's definitely levels to aspire to, especially levels of resources. I'm punching above my weight. I'm getting more done with less. I'd like to be in a position where I'd had more to kind of see what that would look like, but it doesn't happen overnight. I'm trying my best to get there organically and get there in the right way and get there without throwing people under the bus and getting into competitions with people. I just try and stay positive and stay relevant and just do what I see in my head as a vision. I try and follow that. I don't really compare myself to people. I try not to, at least. Quick release. That one is dropping just before the NBA playoffs, and you'll see why. Do you know what? You'll see why, because I'm about to play a snippet. Come on now, Jay, be smart. So I'm gonna drop a little snippet for you, and I'll drop all my links to where people can follow me. If people want to make donations on Patreon, so on and so forth, I'll put everything in the description. But yeah, I really do, like I said, I appreciate the time people take to support what I'm doing, to inquire, even leaving comments, liking, sharing my videos, and so on and so forth. It doesn't have to cost you anything to show love and support, apart from obviously you have to spend your time. So I appreciate any time anyone decides that they're going to give me any of their time, any of their attention, and when they're going to put me onto someone else. I really appreciate that. So yeah, I did say I wanted this video to be quite short, so I might have to do this in 2 parts because I think I've been talking here for nearly 20 minutes now. So, and like I said, I've got to play the music snippets and so on and so forth. So thank you again, and I won't leave you so long in the future, I promise. So from now on, you'll get a mix of the music videos, and then you'll get the the original content. Oh yeah, and please keep up with the Written Mirror blog. That's www.writtenmirror.com/blog. Get the content on the blog, you get the content on YouTube, and you'll get the music. And then eventually, I'm hoping, like I said, some things, well, not even hoping, it's got to happen this year. This film it's got to be out there. It's got to be seen. It's too bloody good not to be seen. So when the time comes, I'll be very happy to make that announcement and let you guys know where you can consume the film. Thank you, and enjoy the month of April, which is the month of my birth. So, you're all welcome for the weather and the blessings you're about to receive this month. All right, serious fun and jokes aside. Thank you all. Take care. Goodbye.